Hello, welcome to Friday Night Cast. Where, Malcolm, what are you pointing at?
You. Trying to find you.
Oh,
It's the opposite
The
way.
other way.
right.
That
His
way.
two
Yeah.
thumbs and is right here. Me, right here, and you're right there. And welcome to Friday Night Cast. We are a community of applied, spiritual, and therapeutic tabletop gamers.
Are you sure?
What's that?
Are you sure?
I'm looking at a different thing this time. I just suddenly got a little bit tired, and I'm looking at a different thing than what I normally read from, and yeah, now I'm questioning all of my life choices. So thank you for noticing, Menachem. Welcome.
It's my job, right?
uh,
Now I'm getting warm.
here at Friday Night Cast, we look to demonstrate the therapeutic and spiritual applications of role-playing games for professionals to utilize in their own work, to highlight how practice among professionals builds experience and education to explore a variety of role-playing games that can be used for multiple psychological and spiritual issues. Cast Gamers plays indie tabletop games here every Friday night on Cast, except for when we take a brief break. Game systems include, but are not limited to, Belonging Outside Belonging games, Kids on Bikes, and other systems as well, which we will be exploring soon. Excited about some of the games that we have coming up. So watch us play these games together, engage in meaningful check-in and check-out questions, and debrief discussions on our thoughts on the games. So if this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining us. And if you're returning, we're so glad to have you back again as well. Feel free to give us a like, a follow, a subscription, hit that bell thing. There's a bell, right? You're supposed to ring the bell and smash that thumbs up. I think I'm a professional streamer now. Those are the things that you're supposed to do. So thank you in advance.
Did you take the master class? I get an ad for master classes now.
The master class?
Mash that like button.
Or something? Wow.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Obviously. I mean, I don't even.
Yeah. You can take an all-day training on how to be a streamer.
Oh, cool.
Give us a follow.
I didn't take that training. I didn't take that training, and Kayla still let me do this, so I'm not sure.
Oh, you're lucky that Kayla let you do that.
I mean, literally, you're the one that pushed the thing live.
You can end it right now if you wanted to.
She's like, and it's over.
I'm just gonna mute him over there and see.
Nope. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, let me turn it over to. I'm gonna turn it over to Neil for some announcements.
No, it's me with the announcements.
Oh, sorry. Professional
announcements.
Studied my notes. You guys changed one thing up on me. We have one different person.
I know. Yeah. Scott goes away for a week, and now it is my turn to do announcements.
Help me out here, Laura.
I'm gonna help you out. A couple of things that we would like to bring attention to. I am not going to read all of these paragraphs, but there are a couple of bundles on itch.io right now. One for trans rights in Texas and one for Ukraine. One's only minimum $5 donation. One's only minimum $10 donation. You can get so many games, so many good games that make it worth that donation. Please give more if you can. But it's definitely worth it. There's the Wanderhome is even in one or both of the bundles.
I believe it's in the Texas.
Yeah. So is in both. Yeah. So that alone makes that small donation worth it. So you should donate more. We've got some shows coming up, and a new show for us on 3/17. That is next week on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern is the premiere of Community Care Playing Your Part, hosted by Renee and Hallie. Join them as they explore community care practices in tabletop games and adapt the mechanics for our own community care games. That sounds exciting. I'm really stoked about that. And we have another episode of Tabletop Transformations coming up on the 24th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Menachem and Tanya welcome Alan Turner, creator of the Gothic tribal horror RPG Edragor, as their guest. Menachem, you got anything you want to say about it?
Well, we're going to keep talking about the application of role-playing games to those big personal questions. Who am I? Why am I here? Edragor is this Gothic horror game based upon many of the indigenous cultures across the world. Alan himself is Irish, Black, and Lakota, and he digs in a lot to his personal experience and his knowledge in this game, Edragor. We'll play a little sample of the game and discuss how horror and indigenosity might have to do with our spiritual lives.
That sounds really cool as well. I'm excited for that episode. And you can watch the first 2 episodes of Tabletop Transformations on our YouTube channel.
Smash that like button.
April 23rd and 24th, Real Women of Gaming is hosting TogetherCon. And TogetherCon will have everything that a physical convention could have. Panels, guests, media rooms, workshops, TTRPG live shows, cosplayers, common spaces where congoers can get together and talk about mutual gaming likes, as well as free TTRPG tables for pickup games. And I think some of us are going to be streaming that weekend for them. So you'll see us there. Tags, Therapeutic and Applied Geeking Gaming Summit will be June 10th through 12th. We're going to drop that link in the chat as well. 2022.tagsummit.org, tags with 2 G's. Tickets are on sale. You can get them for the early bird price until the end of April, and then prices go up in May. And submissions for panels are now open. So if anyone has anything they would like to present on, you can do that. And there is a link on the site somewhere. That's it for announcements. I guess I'm also going to introduce the game and game designer. Are you going to do that, Dustin?
I'll take it.
Awesome.
Thank you. Lots of announcements today. Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff. That's why I didn't read those whole paragraphs.
Yeah.
That was smart.
We're so excited about those bundles. We wrote a lot about them. I think.
You can find all that information at the link. So
yes.
Yeah.
And they really are worth it. They really are worth it.
Yeah, the Ukrainian bundle has a lot more video games in it. The Kids Trans Right
more
Texas
RPG
bundle
tabletops.
has, I think it's all tabletop games actually. So but they both have tabletop games and so much great stuff in it. I've been pouring through and downloading a few games, and no idea when I'm going to play them, but looking forward to it when I do carve out some time for it. So
it's an amazing deal. It really is. You get so many games and you get to help out huge communities that really need it.
Yeah. So tonight, speaking of which, in one of those bundles, we will be playing Wanderhome, as we have been for the past few weeks now. Wanderhome is a pastoral fantasy role-playing game about the traveling animal folk, the world they inhabit, and the way the seasons change. In a game filled with grassy fields, mossy shrines, herds of chumby bumblebees. Wow, try saying that a lot of times really quick. I just realized it's difficult. Possums in sundresses, salamanders in suspenders, starry night skies, and the most beautiful sunsets you can imagine. This game has been designed by Jay Dragon of Possum Creek Games, and I want to give a shout out to Jay Dragon and Wanderhome, who was just nominated for Game Writing Nebula Award for Wanderhome. Very exciting.
Yay, Jay.
That's
pulling
great.
for Jay to win the Nebula for game writing. That would be amazing. This game's already gotten a lot of attention. It's just beautifully written and a lot of fun to play. So that would just give it even more attention and the recognition it deserves. PossumCreekGames.com. Check it out if you are interested in it. There's also a link on Possum Creek Games that has some local affiliates who are carrying Possum Creek game stuff. So if you're looking for a local game store that may have Wanderhome, you want to support a local game store, check it out on there as well. There's not a lot, but I did find one near me actually here in Connecticut. So there may be one close to you that you could check out and support as well. And you can always order it online if you want to check it out. So, Tennille, now I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, wonderful.
That was highlighted in red, so I would notice it this time, apparently.
Yay!
So I'm going to turn it over to you for a quick summary of last time.
Yeah, so I am recovering from a cold, so I don't know why I volunteered to do this. My voice is not that great, but I will do the best that I can. We began the scene in the morning where Esme and Sorrel set out a table for morning tea and breakfast. Kern, the crow, joined the table and introduced themselves. The group spoke about visiting the castle while drinking a tea that gave them the characteristics of mighty. Kern offered a forgotten god named Dulcet, the god of forgotten melodies, to Nobi. And when they saw how much they connected, Ollie showed off a ring that she found years ago, and Nobi gave a torch to Ollie. Sorrel offered up words of caution and encouragement, and then the group gathered up daisy crowns to create a path of petals to help lead their way. The group walked uphill through a thickening mist to get access to the castle. And the grassy path became a dirt path lined with mossy covered boulders. Ollie used her mighty strength to open the doors, and Esme decided to stay outside and keep watch. Before the group left Esme, Kern offered her Zenith, god of the sun, and Nobi offered her his drum, so she knows that he is always with her. The rest of the group walked around the empty castle. Nobi became lost for a while, but he found his way back to the group. And Kern made an offering to a forgotten god and developed a shrine inside the dusty halls. Nobi wept silently as Kern worked on this. And soon after they did this, Esme watched the mist disappear outside the castle, just as she was saying to herself that everything was fine. And her jaw dropped as she worried that she may have somehow accidentally used magic to disintegrate the mist. And that's where we left things. Unless there's anything that other people want to add in.
No, I think that covers it. I do believe it was Cairn was Tanya's character's name.
Cairn, okay, yeah.
I always wanted to say Karn.
Yeah, I always want to say Karn. The way that it's spelled, I think I did spell it the way she spelled it, but
yeah.
Is
are Karns like the stack stones?
Yes.
Trail?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. That's why I keep thinking of it. Yeah.
But it's also pronounced that way.
I
So
always
Yeah.
pronounce it
when you
Cairn.
get into like Celtic
Okay.
kind of words, it goes out the window.
The message
Gotcha.
piles of rocks that you put up as wayfinders and to leave messages for people.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I thought the word was. Also, when I don't fully understand how to pronounce something, I make it up, and it's
Absolutely. Like when I was pronouncing Hermione's name, Hermie one, until I watched a movie.
Well, I think it's a thing in the geek world, right? We see all these words that are not real, are invented words. And we have to figure out how to pronounce them.
right.
Yeah. So just a quick review of some safety tools. We have our traditional safety tools that anyone here is welcome to use. If anybody needs to get up, take a moment, stretch, take care of their bodily needs, eat, use the bathroom, feel free. Also in this game, there are a few, what are they called? Somebody help me out here. I don't have it in front of me. Like traveling tools.
They're like journey tools or
Journey tools.
Journey
yes.
tools. Yeah, that's what they call them.
I should have my character sheet in front of me. But yes, and there's a few things that we can always do. We can always say, let's do this instead. Do we want to? Where to next? What do you think? Hold on, or no. So those are some ways that we can take agency with things as we play as well. And just a quick opening meditation. Kayla and Menachem, you weren't here last week, but I was thinking about, after some discussions that we had as a community in general, that I thought it would be nice to add into our streams here and with our play, just a brief moment of reflection in some way. So whether it may be quotes or thoughts or brief meditation of some kind. And I have a quote today from Gandalf. I'm going to forget how to say his name properly. I'm not...
Saruman.
Saruman. I almost said Samarillion, but that's a whole different thing.
That's a whole book.
Saruman believes it is only great power that can hold evil in check. But that is not what I have found. I found it is the small, everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay. Small acts of kindness and love. I'll take just a moment there. Think about that. And as I was just searching this just before the stream, this gets attributed to Tolkien, but I guess that's maybe from the new Hobbit movie and may not actually have been written by Tolkien. So, but it's definitely spoken by Gandalf. I can say that much. So Menachem, with that,
Yes.
I will turn it over to you.
Yes, as we get ready to enter the magic circle of play. And you just gave me a new idea for a question based on this quote, since you picked this quote because you feel it connects to the game in some way. I'm going to ask each of us the first question, which is, how does this quote relate to the game for you?
I guess I'll go first, since I came across this quote as I was kind of cleaning things up. I had it written down on a scrap of paper. Thought it applied. We talked a little bit about hope last week also. But I just like, for me, this game very much is about those little small acts of kindness and love mentioned in this, right? That we can experience different things, but to always be kind to one another. And I try and embody that with Nopi, even if he can be a little bit of a handful sometimes. For some, I think he's great.
Very great.
So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Menachem next. Let's see what
Okay.
Menachem has to say on this new question.
Spontaneous question. Well, I was thinking this game really is about small, everyday deeds of ordinary folk. Right? We're all just people wandering, hopefully sharing with each other small acts of kindness and love. And it really, I had to think about what a life that would be, right? I used to call it selling pencils. Like, what do I want to do for a living? I want to sell pencils on the street, which isn't about selling pencils. It's about the interactions with the people and the talking and just connection with people. And I think this game really is like selling pencils. Lara, how about you?
I think, I mean, I could say the same things, that like it's about the small things. And then I liked, it came up a lot last week that we went on this big adventure that Ollie wanted to go on. And it wasn't really a big adventure, right? It was the small things, the small moments that stuck out, where Sorrel's kind of consoling Ollie and helping her out, and same with Nopi. And I think those moments made the adventure. There was no treasure at the end of the whole thing, but they were there while they went around this castle. And I think the episode was great. So it's not necessarily about big things. A little balloon ride or a little trip to a castle, some mist disappearing can kind of change people's worlds. And I'm gonna pass it to Neil.
I think I wish I could just answer this with a poem. I want to answer it with a poem, but I don't think I have enough time to be as strategic as that. So I guess looking at the quote, I think, like, when I think about guess holding that evil in check, I think a lot of it is really about compassion. And I was trying to think of like a quote from like Marshall Rosenberg, who kind of put together like nonviolent communication. You probably can't see the book that well. Nonviolent communication, which is, it's a modality that I use with a lot of my patients. It's just, I guess, even when people are so focused on power or focused on whatever their motivator is, I like to believe that deep down there's some type of need that's not being met. And that if we could understand what that need is, and if we could find a way to connect to that with compassion, that would be what would hold that evil in check, is that great compassion, and supporting whatever that need is. And I guess that's my reaction to it. Kayla?
I haven't played this game in a while, so I don't know if I really have an answer.
That's fair.
Yeah, it just hasn't been on my mind. So
I guess we'll just have to play to find out, as they say.
Guess
Took
so.
the words right out of my mouth.
Guess so.
Well, moving on to our second question. If you come up with something at any point, you can let us know. I'm going to save the other question I had for before a game till after a game. It works just as well then. And go to our usual, what are your thoughts, questions, or concerns about today's game? Dustin, you're first.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't really have much, I guess. I've been reflecting on last week's game, different points through the week, actually, and thinking about how much I enjoyed it. One of my favorite sessions to play in a little while. So it's kind of got high expectations now, I guess. But I'm really enjoying the playing Wanderhome. I think I feel like last week was the first week where I was like, okay, I get Wanderhome now, playing it. And so I'm looking forward to just kind of continuing that and enjoying it. So
On the kind of the opposite, like the one time when we played the Berry special holiday special, I really clicked with the game. But before then and since then, I haven't really found my zone in this game yet. Even though reading it and looking at it, thinking about it, reading descriptions, even watching what I got to watch of last week's game, it's like, wow, this game is just what I do with my characters in other games. But somehow I just haven't clicked yet in this game. So know if I'm concerned, but I'm definitely thinking about that as we play.
My thoughts and concerns. I am exhausted. I just need, last week I said the same thing, and I just needed Ollie. I just needed to channel Ollie, and everything was good. So I'm hoping for some of that, and I'm hoping for some more fun last night, or this tonight. Last week was great. Brought me into being able to be a bit recharged going into a weekend of moving and painting and plumbers and all of that. So looking for that.
I'm gonna say pretty much what I said the last time. It's just we're missing some people, so things are gonna be different. And I'm just curious what the dynamic will be. We're missing Scott, so Sora won't be here, and yeah, it's just gonna be different dynamic. And glad that we have Kayla with us today. But it's, you know, it's always a different dynamic when different people are in a group, and not to say anything is better or lesser or anything, it's just different. Just adjusting to that, seeing how that dynamic comes together as we play. That's my only thought.
Are you done?
Yep, I'm done.
I haven't played Wanderhome in a while. I don't really know what or how Radcliffe really wants to exist in the world. And my brain just hasn't really been really focused on these types of games. So my brain has been on other things that hit quite different than Wanderhome. So we'll see how it goes.
Thanks everybody for sharing. We will play to find out. And now to step into the magic circle, we'll do the name ritual or the name game. I have to give in and call it the name game sometimes. And we'll start by saying our player names. Everybody will repeat them. And then our character names, everybody will welcome the character into play.
Right. I am Dustin.
Good evening, Dustin.
Hi, Dustin.
Hey, Dustin.
Tonight I'll be playing Nopey.
Nopey.
Hey,
Hello,
Nopey.
Nopey.
Hi, Nopey.
I am Menachem.
Hello,
Hi, Menachem.
Menachem.
And I am playing Puppy.
Hello, Puppy.
Hi, Puppy.
Hey, Puppy.
Exclamation point.
We missed you last week. I am Laura.
Hey, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hey, Laura.
I'm playing Ollie tonight.
Hello, Ollie.
Hello, Ollie.
Hey, little rascallion.
I'm Tennille. Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Good evening.
Tennille.
Hey, Neil.
And I play Esme.
Hello, Esme.
Hello, Esme.
Hey, Esme.
I am Kayla,
Hey, Kayla.
Hey, Kayla.
Kayla.
and I am playing Radcliffe.
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 Hello, Radcliffe.
And then
That gets us into our game tonight. So I don't know
Certainly
where
does.
we have any thoughts of where we'd like to go, where we'd like to pick up. We kind of left off kind of leaving the castle, heading back down the path, I believe. We can pick it up anywhere, I figure, from there. We don't have to pick it up right from that moment per se.
That is true.
Are we
Um,
still in the same place?
Yeah, we're still at Crescent Sky. We just went to the castle.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
now are probably heading back, since we left Puppy behind. And yeah.
I
see.
Yeah, we kind of spoken out of character that the group would have told me about that how they've created the shrine.
The shrine, yeah.
The shrine. So it would have been more clear to Esme that she didn't do the magic.
But there was a moment of shock there.
There was a moment of shock.
I think Nopi would try and convince you that you did do magic, that you are magic.
Absolutely.
You can do magic.
And she would try to clarify the facts of what was happening. And
I'm just picturing when we get back to everybody, when we get back and run into Puppy, I'd be like, Esme did magic.
Well, I was half thinking that as you walk out of the castle, curled up against the side of the building, snoring very loudly.
Is you.
Uh,
I have no idea. Well,
Unless you
then
want
we have to figure out what happened to Sorrel.
That's true. So we'll start in the market or something.
So I think Tanya was saying last time, and I didn't really read up on it. I haven't followed through with Wanderhome in the book so much, but that this area would be considered hallow now,
Right.
because of the shrine that was built within it.
So there would be an added nature of hallow.
Yeah.
Or
It says hallow is a sacred place where gods and mortals mingle.
Mhm.
When you arrive at this place, decide a rule that all must follow, etc., etc. So I don't know that we'll be coming back into this place per se, but something to keep in mind for the castle.
I suppose it's just as easy to say we wander out of the castle. Sorrel and Cairn go off and one to the left to talk to each other. And you guys go to the right to go down the hill. Because they're both kind of spiritual minded, right?
That is true. Yes.
Yeah.
And I can still be sleeping against the side of the castle. Yeah.
And then Ollie doesn't feel abandoned because Sorrel said he would stay with her until she finds her parents.
They're just going to have a conversation. They'll be back.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Looks like Puppy fell asleep.
Yes, I don't know if we should wake him. I don't want to.
And then immediately Ollie like runs over and like dives into Puppy. It's like, Puppy, Esme did magic.
Hello.
No, I did not. No.
Hello, rapscallion.
Right after that, you hear pile on, and Nopi comes running and jumps on top.
Ah. Good to see you too. Magic, you say? Wonderful.
No, that is not exactly what happened. A new friend of ours created a shrine in the castle, and that has.
And then you did magic.
No, I didn't.
The mist went away.
No, I think the mist went away because of the shrine, because of the spirituality that she has. And that has nothing to do with me. I was just standing there. I didn't do it. I'm pretty sure I did. Would you like some tea?
So wonderfully humble.
Would you like some tea?
Wrestling with Nopi and Ollie.
Tea can be a nice thing to have when one wakes up.
Bear hugs and rolling around and wrestling. I was going to say I thought I might have a move there, but I don't. So.
I mean, I think we can head back down to like the town, the village area. I want to figure out a way to get
Radcliffe
into this. Yeah. as well.
I'm gonna throw the two of you on my back, and I'm gonna jump belly first down the hill.
I am
Slide down
loving
the hill
this
on my belly.
image. I feel like I need a drawing of this. We're just gonna keep knocking out things that need to get drawn.
Well,
Esme's just going to walk after.
Instead of bobsledding, we're puppy sledding.
puppy sledding.
Sounds like fun.
I don't think anyone's ever seen this before.
Watch out for the boulders.
This is great. Left, right.
Oh yeah, I'm totally
Right.
like tugging on your like fur to like pull your head to one side or the other.
You better think quick or you're going to hit that rock in front of you.
Are we puppy boggening?
And the place is going to show a threat that's up ahead.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty big boulder.
I'm going to jump up onto all fours and start to run and climb up and jump over the rock. Use like bound off the rock.
The rock.
Water.
Oh no, now we're floating.
No, now we're splashing. I guess I had to spend a token to provide a solution for an aspect of a material or immediate problem. That was so much fun. I bet you no one ever leapt over that rock before. With two rapscallions on their back. Splashing water.
I bet not. Puppy, you're the best puppy sledder ever.
I think it's called puppy boggening.
Puppy boggening. Okay.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, here comes Esme. Hi, Esme.
And Fun Police is here.
I'm not quite there. I'm pretty far. You can see me, but I'm taking my time because I don't want to trip over any boulders.
Valid.
Playing in water. Just for the record, as soon as Esme gets down here, I'm splashing her.
I think she's a swan.
Yeah, so I'm okay with water.
Take me to the river.
So you guys actually in a river?
Yeah, or a pond. I don't know. There's water.
There's water.
Or is it just a puddle?
It's probably a slough.
It's enough water for a giant bear to land in.
Well, we said like this area, I think there's like
There's a river nearby.
well, there's like a crescent shaped
Valley.
Oh, the valley is crescent shaped. There's not
Well,
I was
when you're in it and you look up, the bowl of it makes like a crescent.
okay.
Sky.
Yeah.
When I heard like the bowl of it makes it, I was thinking like there was a body of water that was
No.
like crescent shaped or something.
Because
we
the
did
port
talk
is
about
an airport. It's not like a water port. It's a
But we
air
said there was a
balloon port.
stream or a river going through.
Yeah, there could be.
I think
Yeah.
we said like the market.
You would think that they would want water near a place where people are staying.
Anyway, so we'll eventually make our way back into the main camp area, right?
No, actually, you know what I'll do? I'm not going to splash Esme. I'm going to get up out of the water as Esme comes close. And then I'm just going to shake myself off like right next to Esme. It's like... It's like water flying everywhere, right? As I do this.
Feel dry?
It's the cleanest I've been in weeks, Esme.
I'm very glad for you.
You would appreciate that.
My heart actually gladdens.
I immediately step in a muddy puddle. Well, there goes that idea.
Well, there was 1 second. I'm just gonna hold on to that in my mind. Just hold on to that.
I'm picturing Ollie like floating on her back like otters do. Just saying.
Still in the water.
In the water. Just like, this is nice.
And I think Esme's gonna slide into the river like very graceful and gentle and like completely submerge and then come up, and the water's gonna kind of droplets of water gonna bead off her feathers, and she just making it look as elegantly as she can.
That's so sweet. Look how she moves.
I do love being in the water.
It's like you're one with the water.
Hmm.
Now
You
we're
too,
gonna be
Ali.
now we're gonna be all wet when we go back. And Ollie does a little spin in the water like otters do.
Although the water will, the sun will dry us out eventually.
That's true. That's true.
I think the water just kind of like rolls off your kind of oily hair, Ali.
Well, but my clothes.
Clothes are drenched and muddy, I'm sure.
They're probably cleaner than they were.
Noticeably, Puppy doesn't wear much clothes.
Mhm.
Oh, right.
Well, it didn't seem like either of you were disappointed that you didn't find any specific tangible treasure there at the castle.
I think the treasure was the shrine.
Oh,
Ali, that's so deep and reflective.
it's a lovely sentiment.
It was pretty. Everybody was kind of sad though.
Mm.
Sometimes beauty and sadness go together.
That is true. Sometimes sadness can be a beautiful thing on its own.
And the music was nice.
I was tempted to say, it's like Esme is so beautiful and often so sad. But I won't say that. But I can't. Player has to say the thought that came to mind.
So it reminds me of a friend who would say, she's so sad and lonely all the time about people.
Sad and
lonely. Sad and lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like Sorrel and our new friend are going to be talking for a while. What should we do next?
keep floating down the river.
Go any place? I thought we were going someplace.
We were gonna go someplace. All I know is I'm supposed to stay with you.
The river goes someplace. So if you follow the river, you'll still be going someplace.
Someplace, here I come. Cannonball.
Is this how Radcliffe finds us?
I was not planning on being in that particular location, no.
Okay.
Eventually float down to the tent areas in the marketplace.
Where,
yeah.
So let me ask this to Kayla then. Like, is there someplace that Radcliffe, you picture Radcliffe would be, or?
I mean, I would assume Radcliffe is back in the town.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, so maybe we just like float down the river and just
make our way back. It makes sense. That's kind of where Sorrel would probably think we would go.
Ollie, are you up on like Puppy's back?
No, I'm floating in the water.
Oh,
Otters
okay.
are really good in the water.
Yeah. I don't think foxes are the best in the. I feel like I'm the least aquatic of anybody here.
Mhm.
So if Puppy would allow me, I'm gonna like surf on top of Puppy.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I imagine I'm pretty buoyant.
all right.
I am picturing Baloo from the Jungle Book, right? With Mowgli on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while we're kind of swimming, floating in that river, like heading back to the town, Esme spies something like kind of nestled between like a whole bunch of leaves and branches, and she digs out a bright blue ball with yellow stars, and she rolls it over to Ollie.
Well, I guess it would float down and what Esme, what is this?
I guess it's a ball that somebody left behind. Sounds like something fun to play with. I thought you'd like it.
I do like it. Do you want to play with me?
Sure.
You get a token.
Oh,
and
well,
Ollie
there
kinda,
you go.
And then Ollie kind of throws the ball up and over to you, back to you.
And so we'll pass the ball around, and we'll include anybody else who wants to play as we throw the ball back and forth. It's
like
splashing as it goes around the river.
I imagine there's a bit of monkey in the middle as I'm like trying to catch it in between.
Yeah.
Surfing on top of Puppy.
Yeah. No, Nobi, wait, why don't you catch it? Come on, catch it, Nobi. Come on.
I'm gonna let it bounce off my paw. One point over to Nopi. Not really inconveniencing myself to help someone else, but it is, in that spirit.
And I'll catch it like, ah. I never actually wanted it. I was having more fun just like trying to catch it than actually catching it.
Interesting.
And it also seemed like the two of you are having so much fun with it that I didn't really want to interrupt. I don't want to end the game by catching it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll like fumble and drop it and be like, oh man, I almost had it that time.
Esme dives for the ball, and as we come to the place, the market town, she picks up the ball in her hands and takes it to the shore, and then begins balancing it on the tip of her bill. And she says, Ollie, can you do this?
Not a seal, but I bet I could. And Ollie runs over and can I have the ball?
Yes.
And then she's trying and it like falls to the ground, and then she picks it up and puts it on her face again. It falls to the ground. And then I think she finally gets it and is balancing it on her nose.
Nice.
I got it.
You did it. You did it. It took persistence, and that took some patience, but you're able to do it. Quite an accomplishment.
I think that was fun, and I like playing. Esme, you should play more.
As you were playing with the ball, you hear familiar music coming from like the market square.
And Ollie's gonna be like, Radcliffe's here. and running back toward the market.
Yeah, and it's just like an old tune being played on a fiddle. If you were old enough, people would recognize it as maybe a song from the rebellion. Kind of melancholy.
All this sad music. I love it.
I will follow Ollie.
Oh yeah, Puppy hasn't met Radcliffe yet.
I'll just be like, Ollie, where you going? And I'll run after.
And then Ollie's gonna say, I know that fiddle. Yeah, I think, and then Ollie's going to, as Ollie would, when we see Radcliffe, going to run up and give Radcliffe a hug, and that's going to ruin the song.
Yeah. You probably knock Radcliffe over.
No, Nopey does that when he comes running behind Ollie. Ollie's not big enough to knock you over. However, I am when I come ungracefully like, Ollie, what is it? Oh, it tries to stop, but I can't. And it's like put it, and then I just tumble into you.
I love how Nopey is just a big like man child, and I'm here for it.
So Radcliffe was like sitting on like a stool, so it
Kinda
most
knock you
certainly
back.
knocks them over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hello. I've been waiting for you.
I missed
told you to wait.
I waited with them. We went on an adventure to the castle.
Oh, was it fun?
It was fun. We walked around in the dark, creepy castle, and Sorrel kind of guided me, and we built a shrine, and the mist went away. Esme did magic.
Oh wow.
I imagine there's actually a lot of talk in the camp about the mist leaving really fast. Usually it's here like for much longer than it was.
Is it kind of comes in the morning and it kind of lingers, I think we established, but
yeah,
like it didn't follow its usual
pattern.
Yeah. And there's just people talking about it. It's not like worry, it's just kind of interest.
Well, and it's the folklore of the Eastern mist and the trouble it brings. So yeah.
Okay.
So actually a little bit happiness, right? Be like, oh, the Eastern mist, trouble mist left.
That's good.
Yeah, it was fun. And Sorrel says he's gonna come with us to find my parents.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Radcliffe is. I'm gonna illuminate all that is hard to see, and which is something I can always do. And I've spent how many days has it been?
I don't even know.
Like
It was like
2 days.
2 days.
It was like 2 days.
Yep,
it's
2
Thursday
days.
right now, right? Or it's the end of the second
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
I mean, we could either be on the 3rd day now, or we could be at
All
the
right.
end of the 2nd day.
Let's say it's like the middle of the 3rd day.
Sounds
Radcliffe
good.
just got back like that morning. Well, I have been traveling. I in my letter, it said I was following a lead. A couple towns over, there's some people that say they know your parents. They're not there, but
they know them?
that's what they said.
I told you the world is small.
I know your parents.
Very
Ollie.
small. You're right.
Nope, I know you know my parents. You met them.
But
I was there.
We should probably get
What do you need to know about them, Radcliffe? You should have just asked me. You don't have to go all the way over there.
They're missing.
They're not missing.
According to Ollie, they're missing.
Nobody's lost, Radcliffe. They're where they need to be.
Radcliffe is going to just ignore me. And is going to say, Ollie, we should get some supplies together and we should head out. We should go see if they have any more information.
Okay.
It's
that
like
sounds good.
It's like a 2-day trip.
Are we going to somewhere?
We're going. No, the place is called Cornucopia.
Oh, Puppy said we were going somewhere.
Someplace.
Puppy?
Someplace. We're going
Oh
someplace.
yeah, our new friend Puppy.
Hi.
This is Puppy.
Hello.
It's a giant bear.
You're really tall.
Yes.
So I'm going to take a moment to bask in the grandeur of the world and describe it to the table. And Radcliffe is going to look up and be like, your coloring is also very bright. And you're really tall. How tall are you?
I don't know.
I don't think I've seen such a tall bear before.
I'm taller than Sorrel.
Where do you come from? Well, yes, that makes sense.
Sorrel's tall.
And then, do you still have your crown of flowers on?
Yeah.
Where did you get those?
Oh, let me tell you.
They're really pretty.
This is grown from a plant that sprouted in the depths of the oversea.
Where's the oversea?
Uh,
Oh, I don't think I've been there. I've been a lot of places. You also have very, very soft looking fur. Very
yeah.
You're very pretty.
Hold on my arm. Thank you. I see why your friend, why Ali trusts you.
Well, Ollie's been with me for a long time.
Radcliffe, make sure I don't get into trouble.
Ollie's been wonderful in not getting into trouble.
Great.
I got in a little trouble.
We went in a hot air balloon.
And
I didn't fall over the edge.
You did. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to take the air balloon to Cornucopia. We can get there walking.
Okay.
So I was thinking we could just travel. You guys are up and see what we see while we travel.
Is Esme joined this circle yet?
I had assumed that Esme was already there.
So I had a question. Ollie has her ball with her, right?
Yes.
So Esme,
but probably had to drop it to give Radcliffe the hug.
That's what I tripped
But it's
over.
there.
And then I tripped over and tumbled into Radcliffe.
Perfect.
Okay, gotcha.
Like I was just running and like my foot went right under it as I was like not paying attention to it.
So Esme was watching the sight of that bright blue ball move throughout the marketplace, and she's kind of taking her time, meandering through the people. Pardon me, excuse me, sir, thank you, as she's kind of like moving through. And so it takes her a few moments, but she does get to the group, taking her time a little bit.
Do you think Esme comes up as like Radcliffe is saying, like we should get stuff together?
Yeah, I would say just as you're talking about supplies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Esme always has the best supplies.
Oh, she's
Esme,
got
are
the
you gonna
best
come?
tea.
She has the best scones too.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
Ollie, how have you been paying for all of this?
Esme gave them to me.
Okay.
I ate a lot
Did
of
you
scones.
really? Radcliffe is gonna whisper, did you really?
Esme nods. Yes.
You fed all of us.
That's very, very kind of you.
She even fed Nopi when his hands were dirty.
I tried to get him to wash his hands, but I will keep working on that with him.
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
luck.
I gave him a napkin and he just covered it and it was completely soiled and his hands were still dirty.
I feel like I was clean, right? I took a I'm filthy again. Like I just like tumbled around on the ground after like tumbling into Radcliffe. Like you you look down at me and like my paws are filthy again. You're like, how did that happen so fast? Like how?
It almost seems like his fur is like a magnet for dirt.
It might be.
So we're going to a new place then. So were we going to travel by hot air balloon or?
No, we can walk.
Oh, we can walk.
Yeah. It's Cornucopia. Have you ever been there?
I may have passed it on my way coming into Crescent Sky.
You might have. It's that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 days walk. Fletch and I made it pretty quickly. But Fletch isn't coming back. He's got other letters to deliver.
And he's got his friend to deliver.
That's
Flip.
right. Yes, he does need to deliver him.
Fletch is always so busy.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably tell someone to tell Sorrel where we went.
Where is Sorrel?
Talking with our new friend Karen.
Can we just pick him up?
He's really heavy.
Well, I can't pick him up. I've got tiny hands. And Radcliffe is going to reach out at Nopi with their tiny raccoon hands.
That was mean, Kayla.
That's what you get. Knock me over.
Who did I knock over last time? Look, when we got on the balloon, or
you and I fell up the stairs
and we crashed into Puppy.
Oh my.
Yeah.
No.
It's
Puppy
a thing.
is knockable over though.
Puppy doesn't mind being knocked into, I think.
No, and then Puppy picked me up.
I mean, I could also have Flicker tell Sorrel. I mean, Flicker's sleeping right now, but
That's true.
Yes.
He said that he's gonna stay with me.
okay.
And he's been like, I don't want to go where you guys are going. I want to go the other way, but he doesn't think he needs to go where we came from, where you and I came from.
Okay.
Now he says he thinks he's
Okay.
supposed to be with me.
Okay. Well, then we should tell him where we're going.
I mean, we could just, out of game it that he
Yeah. He just
catches
comes
up with us.
He ends up.
That's what I was getting at.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get some supplies.
Yeah.
Although Esme is prepared for a lot of things.
We're gonna need a place to tent. Because we'll have to tent one night.
That's true. 2 days means we can't just walk the whole 2 days.
Not quite. We tried that once.
Very, very tired.
Yes, I had to carry Ollie. It was an endeavor.
With your tiny raccoon hand.
With your tiny raccoon hand.
Also, like, not very big.
No.
I'm not much bigger than Ollie.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll get the tent.
You're gonna carry the tent, or you're gonna buy the tent?
I've already walked away.
Okay. All right. Bye.
He's gonna get that tent
Meet us
filthy.
back here in like 20 minutes, where I'm leaving without you.
You see like a thumb coming up.
And I
from
will. I'm gonna
the
get a
road.
token and speak my true feelings and say, I will leave without you if you're not here in 20 minutes.
I can gather up some food supplies.
Great.
Puppy, are you coming with us?
Yeah, you can come.
Okay.
I'm sure there are pretty things there.
Cornucopia is very pretty.
I mean,
True.
just the name alone suggests bountiful beautiness.
Yeah, it doesn't have as many flowers as this place, but it is very pretty.
Lots of things are pretty aside from flowers.
That's true. That's a good point.
But we do know you like flowers, because
I do.
Also true.
oh, that's right. The rest of us have like flower crowns.
Are you guys all wearing your flower crowns? Did you guys get some?
Daisy
We-
crowns.
We
as
were
Yeah.
gave
supposed to
them out.
use them as petals to like
Cute.
leave along the way so we could know how to get out of the castle, and we didn't
Yeah.
do it.
No bee was the only one to do it when he got lost inside.
Oh,
I have my tiny god help me.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you have a
Yes.
tiny god now.
So Esme's gonna
very cool.
head over to the marketplace, and she's going to start gathering. You know what? I think she'll get a wagon.
Oh, that's a good
Or-
idea. Like a
yeah.
wagon.
Well, do you carry your tea tent, or do you just get one when you get here?
I get
Oh.
one when I get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually a good question.
Yeah, so I think she'll get a wagon,
Okay.
and she'll have it filled up with supplies.
Well, all right. Yeah, we can just say like that happens and we meet back in the market.
Sure. When we meet back up, I have this like, it almost looks like a little dollhouse kind of thing. Like it's a little like music
Mhm.
box size, but it's shaped like a tent. And I'm like I'm thinking of like a 4-walled kind of tent, like, you know what I mean?
Nopey, how are we gonna fit in that?
Does it get bigger?
Yeah, is
Is
it
it bigger on the
magical? All
inside?
right.
And I'm gonna point at Esme, be like,
Okay.
Wait,
and
what?
I'll wink at Ollie.
Okay.
I am not magic. I just want to make that clear to everyone.
You
Esme,
did
you're
magic.
You did magic.
I'm not magic, and I don't do magic. It wasn't me. I am so grateful for my own patience.
Well,
So
do we have everything?
So I just have one question. So I was gonna have a mule, like cart or wagon. Would it be an anthropomorphic mule, or would it be
Or
like
mule?
like an actual?
Laura, how did your beetle work?
What is that?
Yeah, I
Hmm.
think the bugs are more like our livestock and stuff. So instead of a mule, you'd get like a beetle or a
Oh.
bumblebee or
Yeah.
something like that.
Snail.
Oh, I like that. When do you
That's
like?
gonna be a bit slow.
Faster than you think.
I mean, when they're bigger, they go faster.
How about a ladybug?
I mean, it can't be
Okay.
any slower than you, Esme.
Honestly, I see Esme picking out a ladybug.
Okay.
That's cute.
I like
yeah,
it.
yeah.
A
So
ladybug that
she'll
also wears sunglasses.
no.
That was a very clever idea, Esme.
Thank you.
Then we don't have to carry everything, and I can still have my poking stick.
Some people could probably ride in the thing too if they get tired. Good idea.
Right, yes. You
Okay.
can put your ball in there, Ollie.
And then Ollie kind of just throws the ball into the wagon.
Okay. Are we ready?
I think so.
I believe so. I heard that I think Sorrel will be joining us when he can.
As you say, like, are we ready? I'll kind of like look down into my scarf and I'm like, yep, we're ready.
Now is always the perfect time.
Great. And Radcliffe's gonna start walking off towards the east. It's like a dirt road.
Esme will
Ollie's
be
gonna follow.
leading the ladybug.
Right.
And I'll take out my little I've got my instrument. What is this one? I haven't used it as much.
Esme would have given Nopi back his drum just to.
Oh yes,
Make sure you
thank
know
you.
that, yeah.
I forgot about that. I take out my little ocarina, and I'm just kind of like playing a little tune as we're walking. It kind of like sounds like the ants go marching 2 by 2, hurrah,
Hurrah,
hurrah.
hurrah.
It's just that kind of cadence to it as we're kind
Okay.
of like walking.
Play your fiddle.
But I don't know if I
Hey.
can while I walk.
Get in the wagon.
Okay.
Look how about you, Esme.
Radcliffe will sit at the end of the wagon and just say, you just need to keep going this way until you hit a fork, and then I'll tell you where we need to go next. And we'll start playing the fiddle.
After a while, I'll say to whoever's in hearing distance, can I tell you why I love this?
Yes.
Yeah. I want to hear.
I mean, Radcliffe is playing the fiddle and Nope's playing the ocarina, and there's a giant ladybug, and we're on the road and we're traveling, and it's just like we all just fit together so well.
That's very kind of you to say, puppy.
The people who said it get a token. People who said yes get a token.
I don't need any more tokens.
You
Although
need
I
to
think
spend some tokens.
I do feel like some of what I did in the last session could have ended up being.
You all get a token because you let me
Okay.
talk and listened. I asked, can I tell you why I love this? They get a token if they say yes.
So I'm gonna do what I can always do, which is dance idly. So like as I'm walking, I'm also just kind of like dancing around myself, playing as like the fiddle's also playing, just kind of.
So as we're traveling, and as we come up to the fork in the road, the sky is like not quite dark. It's like just getting into dusk, and it's like different colors than any of us have ever seen. So take a moment to marvel at something no one has ever seen before and ask the table to describe it. So what does this like dusk sky look like?
Well, puppy runs ahead and lies down at the fork, like just off, in the
Mhm.
Y of the fork, trail
Yeah.
the road, looking up at the sky.
What color
It's
does
like
puppy see?
it's like I'm inside a rainbow
Wow.
that got blown around by the wind.
That's so funny because
It
Nina
does look
every
kinda
night
wispy.
describes the sunset as a rainbow. If you look hard enough, you can see it. Blown by the wind, huh? I think that maybe the stars are bigger than what we would normally imagine. They're brighter at the dusk than they would be.
Mm.
Nopi comes over and like just kind of like flops down next to Puppy and is looking up. I think there's some big giant puffy clouds as well that are reflecting the colors and everything, right? Because it's
Mhm.
the sunset, like it's the
Mhm.
clouds that make the sunset, not the sky as much, right?
Yeah.
So there's also some big puffy clouds, and he's just like, "What do you think that one looks like?"
It's a whale and a dolphin and a monkey, and they're playing together.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah, definitely.
And
Wow, looks
Ollie's
like
gonna
fun.
try and look up at the clouds you're looking at and trip over both of you.
Hello, Ollie.
That's 2 trips in a session.
That's like my new goal is to like tumble, and can I put that into like I can always do, like tumble and fall into somebody? That's just something Nopi can always do.
Radcliffe has gotten out and is like walking ahead and is going to ask Ollie, "Do you need a hand?" And will reach out. Their tiny raccoon hands.
Stop doing that.
They're my hands.
That was the only hands that Radcliffe has.
Do you need a hand, Ollie?
And Ollie's gonna take your hand and
Take a token.
Not so quick, jeez.
We just have. You're gonna need to get cleaned up. Ollie's got like scrapes now. We just have to go a little bit further this way, and Radcliffe's gonna point like off to the left. And then there's like a campground. There's like usually tons of campers. It'll be fun and safe.
I was gonna say
It's
we should
getting
stop
dark.
soon.
Yes, you're correct.
Puppy.
Yeah.
Why they call it a fork? It's not a fork. It's a
Why?
And then Radcliffe is gonna spend a token to once we get like has put Ollie in the cart and is going to clean their grapes. And will ease someone's pain, if only for a moment. You really need to quit tripping over Nope.
But I mean, I was looking at the sky and
But you should be looking at your feet. Didn't your didn't they tell you watch where you step?
yeah, that's how I fell off the boat.
Okay. All right. And then Radcliffe's gonna say, all right. Well, I think that this next town's gonna have really good leads.
I hope so. I want to find them.
We will.
Nope. If they called it the Y in the road, people would get confused about the question.
the question.
Why?
They call it a fork?
Oh, okay. Why do they call it a fork? Because I don't get it.
Well, it looks like a Y instead of a fork.
Yeah.
But if we call it the Y in the road, people would think you're asking why all the time.
Okay. Oh, geez, I think they're leaving. We gotta catch up. We can't. I think they're going. Oh,
It's okay.
Let's just watch in the clouds. Maybe they'll follow us. You think the clouds will follow us?
Clouds, will you follow us?
Hey, clouds! You just hear me like yell. Anybody who's like, you just hear Nopi just yelling at the clouds now. Clouds, we're going someplace.
We've got sunshine.
On a cloudy day.
I think the wind shifts when you ask the clouds if they'll follow us. And maybe the clouds are moving in a different direction. Slightly different direction.
Away from my loud ass voice.
I guess they have somewhere else to be.
Oh, shucks. It was worth
There's more clouds that way, though. Let's go.
Oh, let's go get those ones.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll come with us.
As the wind shifts, I like to think that a few dandelion seeds come up from the grasslands and kind of move through Nopi's fur a little bit, almost as if saying goodbye as it moves deeper into crescent sky.
As I'm walking also, I kind of like look down at my little handkerchief. Yeah, no, I will. Yeah, I will. Yeah, as soon as we get a minute. Okay, yeah, definitely.
We catch up to the rest of the group.
Okay. I mean, I can't imagine we don't really have far to go.
Okay.
Before this camp.
We can like see. Yeah, we'll just say, because I think it sounds more fun to spend more time playing at a campfire than. So probably just like a couple more miles, and you guys, you start to see like a fire going. And Radcliffe is like, we'll just pull up here and we can put the tent up. And at this point, Flicker is out because it's dark now, and Flicker is kind of flying. I guess is flying the right word? I don't know. Hanging out like by Radcliffe's like shoulders.
So Esme
Hello,
will
bright one. Sorry.
Esme will go to like the designated parking spot, and she'll jump off the wagon, and she kind of looks at the group and says, would anyone like to help me out a little bit? I'm gonna make sure the ladybug gets to a good place.
Puppy is gonna laugh when you look for the designated parking spot, because it's just like an open campground. But you're looking for like the formality that he knows. Like there must be a correct place.
She kind of like finds an area that that it looks as structured as she can believe it to be, even if it's just by a tree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tree and grass.
Yes.
Radcliffe can see very well in the dark, so Radcliffe will help set up camp in the tent and all that fun stuff.
Nopi, show us that tent, Nopi.
Yeah, how does this tent work?
Well, I'm just gonna like put it down. I mean, V said if I just hit this, just like and I'm gonna like put my finger inside like the little door opening of this like little miniature tent, and it just goes and it turns into this huge tent. Whoa.
Just knocks a bunch of stuff over as it like popped up.
Definitely like
How much did you
That's
pay
really
for that?
cool.
What?
How much did you pay for that? Did you pay for it? You said you bought it from V? He's gonna know.
I got it from V. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you give him money for it? Did you trade him for it?
I don't have
Nope,
money.
also got these torches that
What did
light
you-
themselves.
What did you barter for it?
V's my friend.
He just gave it to you for free. That's suspicious.
What? Why
Radcliffe's-
are you so suspicious?
Radcliffe's eyes are like glittering in the dark as they're like looking at you like,
No, what? He's my friend. I taught him a song. And
Okay.
Song, was it a good song?
Is that a barter? Okay. We can eat at the fire.
Oh yeah. Oh, did somebody bring food? I forgot food.
I don't
think
want to
Es-
assume, but Esme has.
I think
lots of
Esme
food.
got us all our supplies.
Oh,
I have honey and berries.
I have a stick.
We're not going to eat your stick.
I would hope not. I like my stick.
What would you poke things with?
And then Ollie's gonna poke Puppy with the stick.
I mean, berries are good. I like berries. I could eat grapes like all the time.
I don't have any grapes.
That's okay.
grape skin stuck in my throat once. I don't need them anymore.
Radcliffe is gonna sit by the fire.
Is that where other people are?
Yeah, there's like a whole group of people. Like
I'll walk
it's like
up.
a very like well-traveled road and like a very well-traveled like stop for camping. So
As Puppy's gonna walk up. Hello, wonderful people.
I'm gonna sit next to Radcliffe. Like I'm just gonna like, hey,
yes.
I got somebody who wants to say hi.
Who?
I'm gonna kind of like look into my handkerchief that's like around my neck again. But yeah, hey, it's right here, yeah. And you see this like tiny little forgotten god come out and up on my shoulder and just kind of like lean over to you.
Hello.
This is Dulcet.
Where did you come from?
Karen said that he was gonna travel with me now, but
Okay.
he liked your song and wanted to say hi.
Oh, well, thank you. It's an old song. Flicker is like flying around and like getting closer to the little god.
I feel like the little guy like gets bright like Flicker.
Well, that's a neat trick. Radcliffe is going to spend a token and is going to offer someone the chance to connect with you on a personal level and is going to pull their fiddle out again. Start playing more music from a different time. And Flicker's like bobbing around and is just going to sit there at the fire.
I will take out my little hand pan rattle drum and I'll play along as well. But I think Radcliffe gets to take a token, as it seems like you are leaving an offering to a small and forgotten god.
Oh, yeah.
Spend a token, get a token.
Guess so.
There's no shortage of tokens in this game.
Esme is going to unhitch the ladybug and he'll let it walk around a little bit off of the wagon. She's going to be giving it a lot of attention, giving it some extra grades and nutrition, and she'll set out a tank kind of from in the wagon so that the ladybug can drink water, and she'll just be kind of rubbing it down a little bit and murmuring softly to it.
I get down on all fours, my face really low to the ground, looking in the fire. I think there's some little gods. There's these little tiny, like, figures made of fire jumping around inside the fire. They're like doing an acrobatic show. Never seen this before.
It's like when the fire pops and the little embers go up. They're doing like flips or something.
There's little humanoid shaped figures, like stick figures, kind of made of fire.
I was gonna have Ollie do something not smart with the fire, but that's not a good idea. But I think Ollie's gonna go over to Esme, and with Esme and the ladybug, and is gonna say, Esme, are you gonna be okay with the tent and sleeping in the tent?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
Because it's magic.
What? Wait, no.
Oh, Ollie told a secret.
No, I think that's mechanical, isn't it?
I think it's magic. Ollie's gonna think it's magic because it's this big and now it's this big.
I'll sleep in the wagon. I'm sure I'll be fine. I'll give Bugaboo some company.
Oh,
Right, Bugaboo? And she kind of rubs the ladybug.
I love that the ladybug's name
It's
is
like
Bugaboo.
little like wings flutter a bit.
And Ollie's going to offer you can to feel safe, you can have my poking stick for the night.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
You can poke if anything comes after you, you can poke it.
Okay. Well,
Solve all your problems by poking them.
by poking stuff.
And I'm going to spend a token to ease someone's pain for just a moment.
That's very, very kind of you. I think that's also another move too, isn't it?
Give away something you hold dear, but
Yeah,
I'm not giving it away forever. So
yeah, that's true. Okay, cool. Yeah, I will take very good care of this.
Thank you. I just you're gonna sleep out here by yourself?
No, I'll have Bugaboo to keep me company.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've slept outside before with no tent. You can see the stars. It's
Can
pretty.
be Really, really nice. Yes.
I'm gonna go by the fire now.
Okay, well, I'm gonna chop up some vegetables and slice up some fruits for a fruit shish kebab, and I'll bring it over. You can help me if you want.
Oh, okay. I'll help. We're gonna eat something other than scones. I know you
Yes.
had other things, but all Ollie's eating is scones. So all right. So we're gonna
Yes,
make
we're gonna have
food.
we're gonna have something other than scones. And so Esme will like gently try to teach Ollie how to slice up the fruits and put them on these little sticks, and then she'll gather up vegetables and stuff and potatoes and garbanzo beans for like a vegetable bean soup for the group.
Are you giving, for the record, are you giving Ollie a knife?
It's a butter knife. It's
y'all give me a hard time for
it's just sharp enough to dig into the skin of the fruits. But unlikely that she'll hurt herself.
I mean, I definitely did give Ollie a torch last time.
You definitely did
Yes,
give
you
Ollie
did.
a torch.
And Esme was quite worried about that. Yeah.
Especially a torch that just can set on fire anytime.
At any time. Yes.
Well,
it was a magical torch.
It lights itself on fire when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So we'll bring that to the fire, and Esme will set out the stove, or not the stove, or what do you call it? One of those
Dutch ovens.
I was
Kettle?
thinking of like I guess kind of like a kettle type of thing, but it's a pot, or so that it can like sit over the fire type of thing.
Hanging pot, right?
Yeah, like a hanging pot. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So Kayla just gave
And
us
then she'll hand out like fruit shish kebabs for everybody. To kind of heat them up a little bit if they want to, or they can just eat them plain if they want.
As we're cooking and eating, like 100 or 200 yards off from the camp, we notice a light go on about 40 feet up. You know, like a fire go on about 40 feet up in the air, and there's a tower there. It's about 40 feet high.
Radcliffe doesn't react because Radcliffe has walked this area.
You can see a couple figures walking around the torchlight up there.
Nope's like playing his drum and like dancing around the fire, like not paying attention, does not see it, I feel like.
Eventually people might notice it.
Well, I think Ollie probably notices it because she's really distractible and is like, whoa, look at that.
Yeah, it's just the watchtower. All right.
The watchtower?
Yeah.
What are they watching for?
We're just kind of in an in-between place.
Well, I'm gonna do something I always do: know something about how something was made.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Well, those are left over from the war times. But now they serve as symbols of peace and safety. And they still light the watchtowers on a nightly basis and keep an eye over the Haeth.
That's true.
I guess I like that. It's like it can guide us in the night.
Also, for
light.
people traveling late, know where the camps are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's cool. And just watching the light.
Esme puts on a pot of tea.
Your
And she
tea is
hands
the
out.
best.
Thank you.
Her tea made me strong yesterday.
Well, this is Sun Smile, which is one of my favorites. She hands out like cups of tea and bowls of her vegetable stew for any that want some.
If you offer them to anybody, several people around the fire are like,
Yes, she will offer it to anyone who would like it.
people have their own bowls, right? You know, so.
Mhm. And if you accept the tea, you get a token.
Oh yes, I will take the tea because Esme makes the best tea.
This character drinks your tea.
I do not take the tea, actually. It's like Nopi's like, nah, it's too late for tea.
Oh, Sun Smile has like a pure and easy taste to it, and it'll give you the characteristic of friendly, which you can find on page 124.
No, I'm already pretty friendly.
That is true.
If I get any friendlier, we might have trouble.
As you're like
120.
handing out tea, like I just walk up to somebody else at the fire and I'm just like, will you be my friend? Like we're just talking for a minute and then you just hear like, oh, you be my friend. Like, and then I'm just kind of laughing because I can always laugh and smile.
After a while of eating and drinking the tea, Puppy ends up in a puppy puddle with a bunch of others. And you hear a gentle snoring that you've kind of become familiar with. There's like 6, 7 people.
I'll come over to Ollie at some point and be like, oh, you want to check this tent out? I don't know what it is actually like in the inside.
I think, yeah, I want to check it out. So I told Esme it's magic and she's gonna sleep in the wagon.
Well, her loss then. I mean, I think it's more mechanisms than magic for this one, but that's okay.
Lara speaking here, mind of a child.
No, I know. I mean, I don't know how it works exactly. V has these crazy contraptions. I should have had you meet him.
What's the quote about the difference between technology and magic is often indiscernible?
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Does it have, do you know if it has like sleeping bags in there?
I didn't ask about that. Was I supposed to?
I don't know.
Oh, I would assume Radcliffe has a pack.
Okay. That's true. Radcliffe
has
probably
our
has a pack
stuff.
for at least our stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Radcliffe just said, get a tent. We need to get a tent. I got a tent.
Okay.
Oh no, is Radcliffe going to be mad at me now?
I don't think so. I think you're okay.
Oh, good. And I'll just kind of laugh because I can always laugh and smile. Like I worried for a moment and then just shrug it off. Like, okay.
I love it. So we're gonna go inside this bit, like, and Ollie's gonna like rub her eyes like she's tired, but also not be tired, but also tired.
It'll be a little adventure, Ollie.
I think most of what we do is an adventure. Nopey. We've been on hot air balloons and into castles. We rode on a wagon.
And a
We-
bear.
And a
I surfed-
bear.
I surfed on a bear today.
We puppy boggined on a bear.
Oh yeah. This is great. I'm so glad that we're hanging out again, Ollie. I forgot how much fun this was.
I'm glad I found you again. I know you can't get lost, but I found you, even if you weren't lost.
It was meant to be. And I'll like rub your head. Let's go check it out. Let's find the coolest place to sleep in this tent.
Okay. So we're gonna go look at this tent.
I'll race you and I'll take off.
Ollie's gonna be like, wait for me, your legs are longer.
Watch your step. Radcliffe's like yelling it.
I'm totally gonna track mud all over this tent.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's another reason Esme's gonna sleep outside.
All the dirts.
But I mean, Ollie and Radcliffe have been traveling a long time, so
Yeah.
we're used to dirt.
Yeah.
So yeah, I imagine there's like it's kind of furnished in the inside, for lack of a better term. Like there's like little, like I'm almost picturing like there's little beds in there also, like just like little quarters already set up and
Okay.
everything. But like there's little cots. We'll say there's like a set of cots. We'll say there's 6 cots.
There's even like you can like pull walls to make a couple separate into 2 or 3 rooms if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's just like so many different like it's, I'm just imagining like the TARDIS, right? That it's not what you expect on the inside. What is it? There's like I'm thinking from The Witcher, where she has like her own tent set up and it's like this big huge thing inside. Like it doesn't seem like it should be that big.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They
from
have
the
a
show
similar
anyway, I
they have a
don't know if-
similar thing in Harry Potter too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not actually bigger in the inside, just because it's like, I imagine it's like a contraption. It's some sort of mechanisms and stuff set up. But
Your brain does this trick where it was small and then it's big, so it feels like it's bigger on the inside.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Whoa, check this out. And I'm like moving something that's like making a wall. And like there's like an actual window, like it's a tent and it's like canvas, but there's like and I like open it up and I'm like sticking my head outside, looking out. Put it back.
This is cool. I've never slept in a tent like this.
It is pretty cool.
Whoa. Oh, geez. I didn't know you came. You gotta warn me. You're so sneaky. Right. Those little hands and those soft feet.
I can't do anything about my hands.
Just like, give me warning next time. Whoa, geez. Startled me. Oh, okay.
I just came
Hey,
into
check
the
this out.
entry.
Huh?
I just was walking into the entrance.
Yeah, like I mean, it's totally just like the flap of the tent. Like you could
Yeah.
totally just walk in. I just, like,
Radcliffe
was
sneaks up on me
distracted
too. I get really distracted. You know that.
It's true. You do.
And Ollie's gonna run over to like one of the beds and just be like, "This one's mine."
So it says get a token when you take a moment to marvel at something no one has seen before. Did we do that with this tent?
I
Yeah.
feel like, yeah.
Okay. Not that I need more tokens. I'm getting up into
There's,
Lara category here.
I mean, I'm trying to. I spent one And then I
Got one.
got one. There's no shortage of tokens in this game.
Yeah.
I actually
Nope.
like that though. I like
No,
that.
there is not a shortage. That is correct.
Ollie gets down off the bed and like sticks her head out the window that Nopi had his head out and is like, Esme, it has windows.
That's nice. Have fun in there.
I feel like there's another one right next to it, so I open it up and stick my head out also. I'm like, you really gonna sleep out there? Like, this is cool. You gotta come check this out.
There's 6 beds in here.
Yeah, there's plenty of room for you.
I find it quite comfortable in the wagon. I have some extra blankets and stuff, and so
Looks like Puppy's out there too. He's sleeping with the in the puppy pile.
yeah, he ended up sleeping in a puppy pile. I guess, but it'll be more room for all of you, and enjoy it.
But
Enjoy it.
What are you gonna do if it rains?
Well,
Good
there's
lad.
there's a canvas to cover the wagon. If we
What do you do if there's lightning? I get scared when there's lightning.
Is there gonna be lightning?
Clouds don't seem very dark tonight.
So I'm like hanging out the window. I like turn and like look up. It all looks kind of dark.
Yeah, it's you can really see the stars out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So if I can see the stars, there's no clouds.
there's
so-
not as much cloud, right?
Mm.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah. That should be good. Okay. Well, good night, Esme. Closing
All
the door.
right. Good night.
Good night, Esme. And then
Good night.
close the tarp.
Radcliffe has gone to sleep.
I don't know how Radcliffe is sleeping with Nopi and Ollie, like
Yelling
yelling
out the
out the window. But you can
Radcliffe
pretend
has
to be
made
asleep.
their own room inside the tent.
Yes.
Ollie's gonna yawn and be like, I guess we should go to bed so that we can go have more adventures tomorrow.
Yeah, we got more traveling to do tomorrow. We got to go someplace.
We're going to Cornucopia.
Oh, right.
That's right. Radcliffe kind of grouchy yells it. Now you need to go to sleep.
Okay, Radcliffe. Sorry. And then runs back over to the bed that Ollie said was hers.
Now also find a spot and go to sleep.
Sounds like a good place to end.
I think so.
Okay, then. Well, the way we end, if you haven't been watching us before, is with questions again. So, the first question: what did you appreciate about your play or someone else's play? And let's see if we can. I know Dustin was first.
Is
Yeah, that makes me first again.
Dustin, then me. Yeah. Or no, Dustin, Manaka, me. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I am just grateful My cat's trying to break the door down.
You're
Not
grateful for that.
No, I'm grateful to have Kayla back. So I appreciate her play. I feel like I haven't brought as much of the like different elements of the places and stuff in, and you jumped right into that, and I really appreciate that.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Just to piggyback a little bit, I think Kayla, your concern was that you wouldn't get into the game, but you did. You brought the play elements and you brought your character right back. So it was great to see that. I really appreciate all the piling on puppy that was happening during the game. That was
I love the visuals. Yeah.
so much fun to think about and to imagine doing. So much fun and love and beauty.
Mhm. I really appreciated Tennille having Esme get playful with Ollie, and be a little less serious. That was kind of fun. And I'm sure we're gonna have more of that with Radcliffe too. Someday.
Someday.
Yeah, I think I appreciated just putting in the element of that ball and just rolling with it and watching the ball and pun intended, yep, and seeing where that ball rolls and what happens. It's just I just like being able to like add something to a story and then just see how it continues in the story. So yeah, I appreciated that.
I appreciated Tennille's commitment to Esme's like magic, like anti-magic thing.
Mhm.
Like I appreciate the commitment that you're taking it to for her. Like it's a real thing. It's not just like but it's like a real thing for her.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I may have to bring a guest visit from Click back just to when we resolve that somehow.
I know. We'll see.
See. So my question number 2 is the introduction to Wanderhome starts with the following. The road has a song all to its own. Press your ear against my chest and you'll hear it. How does the road sing to you? How do you hear it? How does it live in you? Does it? Do you? And I'm going to put this in the chat for y'all to look at because I know that will help.
Are you asking our character this or you're asking us as players?
I think
That's a good question.
I want to give you the freedom to answer however, but since we're moving out of the circle, we're moving towards the players. But maybe your character helped you understand this somehow.
Yeah, I think of Nopi as this kind of carefree, playful character person in a lot of ways. So he very much just goes with whatever. He's not tied down to any one place or anything, and he's happy to travel the road, if you will. So yeah, it's a reminder to me to kind of go with things sometimes a bit, you know. I hope that maybe he can teach me a little bit of just it's okay to just go with things a little bit.
I love road trips. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, just as wherever the road may take you, right?
I love road trips. It's my favorite way to travel. I'd rather drive across country than fly across the country. And I was just thinking now, because of the fork in the road of the road less traveled by Robert Frost. Back in the 80s, that was the poem that made it into like every bar bat mitzvah book. And just something about, I can stop anywhere and meet people and find things. We were on a road trip once in Tennessee. We had gone to what's the A town in the mountains in North Carolina. Anyway, we had gone on a road trip. We were Asheville. We had gone to Asheville and we were on our way back. And we stopped on a night when a thunderstorm was brewing, and we stayed in this Airbnb when the owner was in London, and a friend of hers came to help let us in. And he had a handgun tucked in his pants, and there was this beautiful lightning storm and the power went out, and we found a card for a lavender farm. And the next morning we went to this lavender farm in the hills and valleys of Tennessee and met this incredible couple who are like in so many ways diametrically opposed to us, conservative, Baptist. And we just love these people who became dear friends with us. And just the road, the wandering, the road, the travel sings to me in that way and lives in me with these memories and this feeling of just being out in the open road. And so I love that we got to travel the road today and sing and play music.
It's interesting. I do love road trips as well, but my road trips are usually shorter, as like a day. I drive rather than fly. I live in Northern California, go to Disneyland, or used to before COVID, all the time. San Diego Comic-Con. We get up early. I'm the first one driving. It's everyone asleep in the car, me in the road, and some music or a podcast. And I love it. I live for it. I'm the kind of person who needs that, like, some predictability. I know where my stops are along the way. I know where the good bathrooms are on the way down the 5 into Southern California. I know when to not roll my window down because it smells disgusting outside. But I also like, even if I don't talk to the people, I love seeing the same people as we're stopping along, also stopping, and then passing the same cars and looking at their commenting on their bumper stickers and watching people as I'm riding in the passenger seat in the later part of the trip, seeing them like singing along, or you can see that they're joking with each other and having a good time. And I love spending time with my friends on those road trips, singing top of our lungs, acting ridiculous. We had a friend who stuck her head out the car window and was like pretending to be a dog, and it was hilarious. So many good times on these road trips. So not much for wandering, but travel and the road, absolutely.
I haven't really experienced that many road trips. So it's still relatively new to me. I think the way that Esme hears the road sing is more of like a humming, like the sound of wings kind of fluttering in the air. And I think for me, it's always been about the journey and not so much about the destination, but really about that journey and just enjoying the journey. There's something about just nature in itself to me, just the beauty of nature, the creation that's there that just fills just a sense of wonder and appreciation and calmness and contentment for me, just looking at it. And I guess what comes to my mind is, I guess because I don't go on road trips that much, I guess I'm more connected with the metaphor of fishing. That's kind of where I kind of feel more connected. And there are a lot of people who that I know, and they go fishing, like they're so focused on trying to get that fish. But for me, it's not about the fish. It's about just being there on the water. And I could honestly stare at the water for hours and never get bored and just absolutely adore it. And then, then we get fish. That's just a bonus. It's just a bonus on top of all of it. Just the wonder and the beauty in nature. So it's kind of how it lives in me. Kayla?
All right. So my father was a long haul truck driver for most of my entire life. He stopped doing long haul truck driving literally after my brother graduated high school. So being on the road, traveling was literally like one of the favorite parts of, like, some of the best memories I have are my week and a half with him in a semi going from the Midwest out to California every summer until I turned like 13, 14. And then I became a teenager and was like, I don't know how I feel about being cramped in a cab but to this day, there's a truck stop in Hudson, Wisconsin over here. And it's like one of the few truck stops in our area, because there's not a ton of like big truck stops where trucks can like fuel and stuff. But I always find myself wanting to be over there when things aren't going well, because I still find the smell of trucks and the sound of trucks to be some of my favorite sounds, favorite smells. And like all through school, driving places. I grew up in rural North Dakota. Like, you literally have to drive somewhere. You literally have to take a road trip to go somewhere. So that's just always been like a part of my life. Something that I enjoy. I just don't do as much anymore. So yeah, I think that's just kind of, it just kind of exists, I still have really fond memories and like distinct memories of like, truck drivers get this like routine, right? They get their favorite places to stop, their favorite places to eat. And so we'd always stop at the same places, which was like there's this place in Wyoming. It's like this very like hole in the wall, like owned truck stop diner where the sisters owned it, but it had like some of the best food in the area. We always would stop at Whiskey Pete's, which is a casino right before you get into California. And like going up the mountain before you get into California, and everything has to be turned off, and you're watching like all these cars not be able to get up the mountain. So I think I miss it in some ways, but then also like it can get kind of tedious, right? Like doing long travel. So yeah, I think it's just a part of my experience at this point.
One of my stops is a down to LA is a truck stop, and I love it there.
Yeah,
Some of the best people.
There's some of the
and the
best
best
places.
food.
Yeah. So yeah, no, for real. I spent Thanksgiving one year at a truck stop with a bunch of truck drivers because I had to work overnight, and so I had a Thanksgiving dinner with them at the truck stop. But it was like one of the best meals I'd had in like months. So yeah.
Route 66 has some great stops also.
Yeah, I've never been totally all the way on. Well, I mean, we went to the end this summer, or this winter for Christmas, but
I've done most of it.
yeah, that's cool.
Once we were driving in Utah, and my spouse said, I want to sit by water. That's a pretty dry state, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I
Yeah.
pull out the old atlas, the old folding atlas your insurance agent used to give you. And I look, and right there, just like half an hour down the road, is on the map of the state that has very little on it, says Mystic Hot Springs. And we found this hot springs with this young deadhead hippie
Awesome.
guy
Love
was
it.
running, and he had old buses and stuff.
Yeah.
And he had
Beautiful.
shows there, and I've gone back. I love finding those treasures.
Hmm. There's some really cool places if you just drive.
Yeah. And play to find out, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you can even do it when you fly somewhere and walk around a new town, right? So it doesn't have to be a road trip, Tennille. It could be anywhere, any way of traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Was it my friend who makes notebooks and now he makes custom made suits? He had his slogan used to be, "Get lost to find yourself." Anyway, enough waxing poetic, right?
We'll just have to play Ribbon Drive.
Yeah. Well, we are doing, road trip
You are.
themes,
Exodus.
days of our lives.
That's right.
So Exodus is about to wrap up in a couple sessions, and then we're going to move on to another traveling game. And
right.
Wanderhome is a traveling game. So we've kind of seems to be the right place for us to be right now. So as we fully step out of the circle, we'll do the name ritual in reverse. We'll say our player name, our character name, and say goodnight to the character. And then we'll say the player name and say sweet dreams or whatever to the player. So just to remind ourselves the order.
So I've been playing Nopey tonight.
Good night.
Good night,
Nopey.
Good night, Nopey.
I am Dustin. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Dustin.
Good night, Dustin.
I am Puppy.
Good night, Puppy.
Good night, puppy.
Puppy.
And I am Menachem.
Good night, Menachem.
Good night, Menachem.
Good night, Menachem.
I've been Ollie tonight.
Good night, Ollie.
Ollie.
Good night, Ollie.
I'm Lara.
Good night, Lara.
Sleep well,
Good
Laura.
night, Lara. Get some rest.
I've been Esme. Good night.
Good night, Esme.
Good night, Esme.
Good night, Esme. Be comfortable over there.
And I'm Tennille. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
Tennille.
night, Tennille.
I've been Radcliffe.
Good night,
Nice to meet you.
Radcliffe.
Good night, Radcliffe. Sorry we kept you up.
And I'm Kayla. Good night, everyone.
Pleasant dreams.
Good
Kayla.
night,
Good night,
Kayla.
And good night, everybody who's watching.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
See you Sunday, right here,
Yes.
For
another
Exodus.
road trip.
for another road trip.
For another road trip.
All right. Good night, everyone.